I.S.U.P.K. O1 West. Babylon is falling to rise no more again. Babylon is falling. Freedom is here, my friend, not just part of the nation. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth comes domination. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation. Daniel get a vision, him see the black Christ, it wasn't a white depiction. No allegiance to Rome nor its regions, come out them religion if you want be a free man. Cause the deacons them full of demons, same situation with Rasta with Islam. Only beacon of hope for your lean on is I.S.U.P.K and the General YAHANNA. Every fowl of the ear, every beast of the field, every creeping thing we creep on land, every mouth of the clear, loud and clear. Yeah, our shy Mashiach is a black man who have ear, let him hear. Time to prepare, spiritually separate from Babylon. We no weak, we no fear, we no tear. Gun Saddam, my bun, but him and are just part of the nation. Yeah, our shy never come bring peace in start of the vision. Now put your trust in the riches and wealth comes domination. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the nation, send evils and curses on the horse sitting on the beast and all churches. America fall, them deserve it. Rome get defeat, history repeat, another first days. Hey, 400 years they work with, then desert with, then turn round and call we worthless. But now the COVID lurking, them hurting, and them be doctors and nurses. Hey, one day to building off it turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn if you still want Babylon burn. One day to building off it turn after the long journey. No care much money you a earn. Hey, I just part of the mission. Yeah, our shine never come bring peace in start of the vision. No put your trust in the riches and wealth guns domination. Just the last statutes and commandments, we make the decision to keep them with precision. Just part of the mission. Yeah. I one West. Taking over. Aha. Yo, Nayata.
Yo, Gucci.
Strap to the bone, chat to me chrome. Fire one in a them head, chat to the dome. Them boy they know bad, that a way me know. Only bad when the man friend pop pill alone. Tall rifle a roll under me clothes. One West a run road that a fi be known. Brown in bad bitch, not silicone. Rich badness, fat belly full. Them boy they not ready for the gun life. Give them a pitchfork and a wrong knife. Press the chip clock on the front line. If the road dark, he become bright. Me dog them a killer when a sunlight. We was a transform when it turn night. Chris Kalish cuff we black and white. With the red light on the front eye. Toppy show. Tap about things where you nothing know. Toppy show. Kel taking a me and that a no fi show. Rifle bind them big like puppy toe. A tall rifle a mat to be go fi four. Toppy show. Batty boy stop chat where the fuck you know. Thing them ram up in a skin them. Time you get lead poison in an infection. Make your dopey rise quicker than inflation. And the high cost a living in bed from the inception. That's what the thing then turn. Start off slow, now the thing get strong. I one West and it never take long. Now we a do the road mad injection. Toppy show. Tap about things where you no fi know. Toppy show. Kel taking a me and that a no fi show. Rifle bind them big like puppy toe. A tall rifle a mat to be go fi four. Toppy show. Batty boy stop chat where the fuck you know. Them boy they not ready for the gun life. Give them a pitchfork and a wrong knife. Press the chip clock on the front line. If the road dark, he become bright. Me dog them a killer when a sunlight. We was a transform when it turn night. Chris Kalish cuff we black and white. Make the rain fall and the ground dry.
one West in I place once more, yeah, easy. You wanna know where I come from? You wanna know where I come from? I believe. You wanna know where I come from? I don't want the Middle East, but y'all out the West one give the kid peace. Me take over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. Me deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now you top them killing increase. And we no join both sides. One West are the best you fi know boy. You put a S on your chest when the chrome pint. Every bone a broke we left lone tribe. Like a force right boy if you know your size. Don't see me on the street on a force fight. You get ratchet knife in your throat pipe. Man who make your chop flesh like your ghost rise. Give up the ghost. Make it boat wife. Y'all shut up, bend over, pan to a pint. Fuck you, make you get wet like a boat ride. If you hold tight, y'all, me a hold tight. Alright, no later, then more time. Me have things to do, but got more fight. Look you ready now, the girl do bright. Probably we shoot the bumbo clad to a grind. That's where me come from. I don't want the Middle East, but y'all out the West one get the kid piece. Me step over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. We deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now you talk then yeah, them do bad, do just smoke them off a just slogan. You coulda big and tough like Hulk Hogan. You get your own a bag, you get total. Send your soul to God, their best no God. Do all fucking clip of your own that. You come set no chop for your own bat. I go get sent off a run postal. Get a PO box. She say me handsome, she want hold me cocky at ransom. She want hood fi broke, she want yam some. She say breed me, give me that one son boy. We have shotgun, we have Remington, we have Magnum. So if I beef you want, you can have some. Anything we come turn in a phantom. How where we come from? I don't want the Middle East, but y'all out the West one get the kid piece. Me step over to pretty Christine. A big broad smile and giggling teeth. Have a brand new 4-5 pretty crisp clean. We deal with the chica press pretty pristine. Them say them bad but we no intrigue. If you this now you talk then killing.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai Barakatam, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Atan Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, to all the sisters. I'm Priest Officer 500 Barak Yala with the I.S.U.P.K, which stands for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Committing General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been teaching nothing but the truth when it comes to your history, your culture, your identity, and just as tonight, your language. So we're back with the Lashawan Qadash classes in English. We're live on I.S.U.P.K Montreal, Toronto, IET. You pick it up with Aneta on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe. You're not the only one who needs to know about their true language before they spoke Creole, before they spoke Spanish, Portuguese, whatnot. We have a whole nation that needs to get back to their culture. A whole nation that needs to get back to their true identity and language. Understand? So make sure you like, you share, subscribe, right? We're gonna get into the basics, right, of speaking our language, which is the Hebrew, which is the Lashawan Qadash, not the Yiddish, right? I see it coming in the chat. Let me correct you right here. It's not Shalom, it's Shalam, right? The only reason some brothers may have a misconception in saying Shalom as opposed to Shalom is because of the bastards who is dwelling in Ashdod, according to what the Bible says, right? The Mamzers over there who are bombing Palestinians to oblivion. They're the one who bastardize our language. They're the reason brothers are saying Shalom, Shalom, and Shalom, when really it's Shalam. We're going to see, again, the basics of how to speak Hebrew, how to read it. I'm going to go today, first lesson into the alphabet, right? We're going to look at two different alphabets in a sense where it's the same pronunciations, the characters are different. Why? Because we had adopted Assyrian characters while we were under Assyrian captivity. The only reason it's good to familiarize yourself with the Assyrian characters because our modern texts are written with Assyrian characters. You understand? But again, I'm going to get into the basics, right? For this week and next week, we're going to do the classes in English, and then we're going to switch to French. We're always going to alternate. So if you have any questions or comments, just feel free to put it in the chat. Let's get into it. So first off, again, we're going to start with the alphabet, which is pretty simple. If you want the Hebrew material, right? If you want the material as far as a copy of the alphabet, so you can look at it and practice, just send us a message directly on isupkmontreal@gmail.com, isupkcanada@gmail.com, IET, or upkcanada podcast@gmail.com, right? isupkit@gmail.com. We'll send you the alphabet. We'll send you the basics of the Hebrew material, what you're going to need, okay? So let's get into the alphabet first. And as opposed to how we deal with mother languages like French, English, Portuguese, Spanish, right? We don't have letters. We have characters, and each characters have their own sound or phonetic, right? And not only that, but Hebrew, for those who don't know, pretty sure y'all know, but for those who don't, Hebrew is not read from left to right, but from right to left. You understand? So let's get into it. So I'm gonna write down the Lashawan Qadash. I hope y'all can see well because I don't have best lighting. Let me see. I'm gonna write down the Lashawan Qadash and the pronunciation of each character under the character itself, right? And I'll give you a few seconds to copy. Bear with me one moment. And in our characters, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 23 characters, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we have 23 characters in our alphabet. Let me space them out a bit more. So this is our alphabet, right? I'm gonna write in blue the way you pronounce each character. And this is our alphabet in the Lashawan Qadash. Lashawan means tongue, Qadash means holy. So it'll be the holy tongue. You understand? So let me write this in blue the way you pronounce it. course, we're going to go over, some may ask, how do you know we pronounce it this way? We're going to go over that during these classes, also history classes, whatever the case is, on how our language was bastardized. And by removing every element of that bastardization, we find out how to pronounce every single character, how to read the words. That's how you know it's not shalom or shalom, but it's shalam. You understand? That's how you know it's Qadash and not Kodesh. It's Kahan and not Kohen, right? But let's get into the pronunciation of each character. So, again, from right to left, you have A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and a Tha. You understand? So again, we don't have letters. Don't look at it like, okay, so don't look at it with the perspective of the alphabet that you know today, right? What we have is characters again, and each character has their own sound, has their own phonetic, right? That's why you have the Taza, you have the Sha, the Ka, you understand? Each one have their own phonetics. So we don't have, again, we don't have characters. I mean, we don't have letters, individual letters. We have individual characters with their own phonetics, right? So I'm gonna give y'all about roughly what, 2 minutes to copy, whatever the case is. If y'all can't see well, of course, let me know. Ain't no point of trying to copy something you can't see properly. Let me know. I am paying attention to the chat, right? So I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes to copy the alphabet, 2-3 minutes, give or take, and then we're gonna go over the Assyrian characters. So the pronunciation will remain the same, but it's just the character that changes. Why? Again, because we were in captivity under the Assyrians, and this is the reason. And this is the start of the bastardization of our language, which we had to adopt different characters because we were subjugated under the Assyrians. All right. So now, let me let y'all copy this. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. And then we're going to move on to the Assyrian characters, yeah? And for those who want to join the school, do your 90 days. Click in the signing link at the beginning and the end of the class. You understand? The beginning and the end of the class, click on the signing link. Do your 90 days. Come learn how to serve the Lord. Pay your tithes. It is a commandment. Make sure you pay your tithes as well. 10%, meaning I.S.U.P.K. That's the word in Hebrew, for those who don't know. For those who would like to know, we're going to go over that as well. First and foremost, the basics. So go ahead, take your time. Well, take 2 minutes. And then we'll go over the Assyrian characters, yeah? And make sure y'all practice. Make sure y'all practice so y'all got it down like the modern day ABCs, right? You're going to be able to practice and say the alphabet like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just say this, do the same way with Abagada, Hawaza, Kataya, Kala, Manasa, Ipataza, Rasha. You want to do the same. And teach your children their true language, true culture. Just like you had to teach them how to speak English, you're going to have to teach them how to speak Lashawan Qadash, the Hebrew. Why? Because it's their language, not English, not French, not Spanish, not Creole. And don't feel ashamed if you don't speak Creole, if you don't speak Spanish, because it's not your language in the first place. Be proud of learning the Lashawan Qadash and teaching it to the next generation. You understand? I'm gonna give you all 1 more minute. And then we'll move on to the next characters. We have 1 more minute. Okay, so you have plenty time to have copied it. So we're gonna move on to the next set. Now the next set, there's 5 extra characters, right? Because some characters in the Assyrian, with the Assyrian characters, when they are placed at the end of a word, they change. We're gonna see those characters right now, right? Well, I should not have erased the pronunciation, but too late. We're gonna put it right under it again. So with the Assyrian characters now, again, the pronunciation doesn't change, only the character does, right? We recognize them from modern, what they call Hebrew text. Uh, I missed one. Yeah, I missed one. What? This cut. So ka is one of the characters that at the end of a word is gonna change. I'm gonna put the version at the end of the word in a different color. Ma is another one. Not as well. You also have pa and a tza. I'm gonna put them in a different color anyways. I'm gonna be able to see it. Let me space it a little bit more. For these, put the alternate version right over. So the ka, the ma, the na, pa, the tza. Right? Let's space it out more. So again, it's the same order. You understand? I'm gonna write the pronunciation under it. Really, what changes is the characters, and 5 characters change at the end of a word. These 5 characters, so like it would be the ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the taza. You understand? You're gonna use the red version only when these characters end at the end of a word. Like, for instance, Captain Mashak Mayam, right? Which we're gonna write his name, and I'm gonna give you an example. Captain Mashak Mayam. Mashak, you're gonna use the second one, right? Because it ends with a ka, and Mayam, you're gonna use the second character for the ma, because it ends with a ma, right? We're gonna also go over why are we not pronunciating the whole character, like Mashak Mayam as opposed to Mashaka Mayama. Because in the Hebrew, or Lashawan Qadash, you're gonna, the same reason you're reading Lashawan and not Lashawana, and Qadash and not Qadasha, because in our language, you're gonna see there's certain connectors that will let you know how to pronounce the word. These connectors will not be seen in the Assyrian, but they could only you could only identify with the connectors with the Lashawan Qadash characters, not the Assyrian characters, right? In the Assyrian characters, because our oppressor is a damn devil and a damn bastard, he put all types of lines and dots just to see how to pronounce these words. Why? Because he cannot pronounce our words. That's why, as opposed to saying shalom, they say shalom, because they cannot pronounce our language. You understand? So now let me write the pronunciation under it. Again, it's the same. But I shall take notes real quick. Then we're going to move on to the next part of the lesson. So again, Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, like Captain Kataza, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ta. So y'all can have 2-3 minutes to copy, right? I'm going to show you an example with the connectors and these characters which end at the end of a word which changes, right? Give it take 2 minutes. Give y'all 1 more minute. What did Adam say? Adam said, and I don't know if you're trolling or not, All I know is that I appreciate you for boosting the algorithm. You understand? If you want to learn Hebrew, just tune into Lashawan Qadash classes live on I.S.U.P.K Montreal, Toronto. IIT pick it up Uraneta on YouTube and Facebook. You understand? 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday. If you're a so-called Black, Latino, Native American, Indian, just look up the closest I.S.U.P.K near you and send us directly a message on any social media or directly via email. ISUPK, the zone at gmail.com. So ISUPK, for instance, if you'd be in Montreal, it would be ISUPK Montreal at gmail.com. For Toronto, it is ISUPkcanada at gmail.com. You know, ISUPK IET at gmail.com, so on and so forth, right? We give you 1 more minute, and then we're gonna give you the example and move on to the next topic of the lesson, which is, you know, how we're gonna form certain words, that certain characters have a specific meaning when it comes to putting them in the word, right? We're gonna see that right now. First and foremost, let me give you the example of these characters ending at the end of a word or a noun. Really, nouns are formed with, not nouns, names are formed with different words, right? For instance, myself, Barak, Ya'Allah. Barak is lightning. Ya'Allah is of the Lord. You understand? I'm gonna put the marker. So the example I was giving you, so Captain Mashak Mayam. Captain is his rank of 13,000. I'm not gonna put the 13,000 right now, just because we're gonna do a whole lesson on numbers, right? So Captain Mashak slide. Mayam, right? Captain Mashak Mayam. The word for captain is Saran in the Hebrew. Saran, then Mashak Mayam, right? How you would write that in the Hebrew is Sa. Now the Sa is individual. Therefore, you're going to have the connector that points downward, right? Now the Ra and the Na, which is how you pronounce Saran, are connected. And this is how you know how to pronounce certain words. You understand? So Saran, Ma, Shak, Ma, Yam. Now in the Assyrian, with the Assyrian characters, make it a bit bigger. So Ra, where's the red one? Whoops. The Na ends. The Na is at the end of the word Saran. Therefore, you're going to use the alternate character for it, right? Shak. Ma. Same with the ma. You understand? This is how you're gonna read it. Right? Got the Mashak Mayam is gonna be Saran Mashak Mayam. You understand? So now let's get into the other part. We're gonna talk about prepositions and possessive adjectives. So what are prepositions? Or how do we use prepositions in the Hebrew? It's very simple, yeah? Give me 1 second. So we're gonna get into prepositions, which would be characters placed right before the word, right? To show its relationship in the sentence. For example, the man on the platform. On would be the preposition to show the relationship with the sentence, right? You could, in Hebrew, you could damn near call them prefix because they will literally come before the word. It would be attached to the word, but this is not the root word. We're going to be able to identify these as we go along with these lessons. We get used to it, right? We're going to go over these prepositions. So let me write them down. These characters placed before at the beginning of the word are prepositions. Yeah. Put this over here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wa, ya. Ka. La. Ma. Sha. And tha. So these, I'm going to write the Hebrew characters with it. I'm going to write the Assyrian as well, yeah? Just so we could practice the Assyrian. And again, since the ka is at the beginning, we're going to use the first character for the ka. Same with the ma. All right. So each character that you see placed at the beginning of a word, I'm going to write the preposition that they would be in blue. So let me give you an example for each. Is I or I am. Ba would be in. That would be do. The ha would be the. Wa is and. The ya would be it or he. Ka would be as or like. The la would be to or for, like when we say to Israel or for Israel, we say la yashar Allah. The ma would be from. The sha could be whom, which, or pertaining to. So whom, which, or pertaining to. Space, yes. And the tha would be thee or thou. It means you, basically, right? So thee or thou, which is Old English for you. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all copy real quick. If y'all can see too well, just of course let me know. So all these characters would go at the beginning. Well, when placed at the beginning of a word, this is what it would mean. Like the for example. Don't worry about it with the examples. I'm gonna just erase one half of the board. Give you some examples. For instance, Apariam, which is how you say Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim, who are the so-called Puerto Ricans, right? Apariam would be I am fruitful. The in the Pariam is I or I am. I am fruitful. You understand? Now for the rest, I'm gonna write it down on the board. So take notes. Take 2 minutes for yourselves. Write it down, and then we're gonna get into some examples, yeah? Don't forget any questions or comments, put it in the chat. And if y'all want to be part of the class, y'all want to jump on the stream, let us know. We could put the StreamYard link in the chat. You understand? You could interact directly in the class, practice your writing, your pronunciation, so on and so forth, right? Your reading. Tools that would be helpful is a Blue Letter Bible. You could just download the app on your phone or go directly on the website. Blue Letter Bible is a great tool, right? A Strong's lexicon, dictionary, so on and so forth. Just send us a message for all the material that you would like, whether it's a list of books that you could order or just the copy of the alphabet and the Hebrew material we have in the school, all right? Let me give y'all 2 more minutes. And really, if y'all have the alphabet down already, y'all could just copy the English writing, meaning the pronunciation. And then write down the alphabet, write down the characters next to it. And the preposition they would be in front of the word, since you already got the alphabet. One more minute, and again, we're gonna erase the board and give some examples. And if we have time, we're gonna go over some common words that you may use every day, words that you will find throughout these scriptures, right? The Blue Letter Bible will definitely be helpful with that because you have the interlinear in the Blue Letter Bible, which I'm going to show you in a second, right? Where you could actually see the Hebrew text, right? So you could practice reading like that. Of course, it's going to be in since it's a modern text, is going to be with the Assyrian. That's where the Assyrian comes in. That's why it's handy to familiarize yourself with the Assyrian, so you could be able to read those texts, right? So before I erase the board, I'm going to show you the Blue Letter Bible real quick. Now give me 1 second. Bear with me. blueletterbible.org. I'm going to put it in the chat, and I'm going to share my screen just to show you what it looks like on the computer, or just download the app on your phone. It's available on the App Store and on the Google Play Store. Bear with me 1 second. Let me share my screen. So this is what it looks like on the website itself, right? So let's look for a verse. Make sure you have KJV, the only properly translated version of the Bible, directly from the Hebrew text, you understand, in the Greek and the New Testament. Now let's go, for instance, let's go to Exodus 15. What did I type? I typed it in French. Salakia. Exodus chapter 15. So you see, you have the text right here, right? So we're going to go where it says, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Why? Because we're going to see what is the name of the Lord. It's not Yahweh. It's not Yahuwah. It's not Yahoo. So you click on the verse, and you see right here, you have the interlinear. On the phone, it would say, when you click on it, interlinear. You click on it, you would see the interlinear, which is where you would have the Hebrew, right, with the Assyrian characters. So you see, you can refer always to your alphabet on how to pronounce these, right? You have a Ya, a Ha, a Wa, and a Ha. The Wa and the last Ha are connected together. We're going to go over that again, but not today. So what is the Lord's name? It says Yahweh, Ayash, which is the word for man. It says the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh, Ayash, Malakma, Yahweh, Shamya, Salakia, Shamwa. The Lord, which is how you would see how it's written, right? The translation would be Jehovah. That's why people say the Lord's name is Jehovah. No, it's not Jehovah. It's Yahweh in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ayash, Malakma, Yahweh, Shamwa. Shamwa, we're going to see that the Wa at the end of Sham, which is the word for name, is a possessive adjective, just like what you could call a suffix. The character Wa in the beginning of a word is and, but at the end of a word, it means his. The point is, this is how you could use the app to help you read the Hebrew, to practice. You can refer to the text. You're going to have the English version. You're going to have the Hebrew. The Strong's right here. This is why you could get a Strong Concordance lexicon, right? You could either click on it or search in the book, the lexicon itself. I forgot how much it is on Amazon, right? In the lexicon, you have both the Hebrew and the Greek. So if you click on it, you would see the Strong's, right? Proper noun, you see, is the noun, is the name of the Lord. And you would see that a lot of words and name have root words. Well, a lot of words have root words. You understand? So to figure out the root words, you could always refer yourself to the Blue Letter Bible, click on the Strong's, refer to the lexicon, right? And as you can see, this is the Lord's name. Every time it says the Lord in capital letters, it's gonna say Yahweh. When it says God in capital letters, when it says Jehovah, there's no J in the Hebrew. There's no E in the Hebrew. There's no V in the Hebrew. You're gonna click on Jehovah, you're gonna see the Strong's for Jehovah. It's gonna say Yahweh in the Hebrew. You understand? Now, shout out to John, the troll in the chat. Just keep commenting, boost the algorithm, like, share, subscribe. You understand? John, just so you know, trolls like John in no way, shape, or form offend us. Ever. I don't understand the petty insults. More hilarious than anything else to see individuals waste time of their life to come and say dumb shit in the chat. But hey, to each his own, right? So let me erase half of the board. We're going to give you examples of the first 5 characters to my left used as prefix or prepositions, right? Then we'll rewrite those characters I'm erasing and give you the examples for those as well. I think there's only one character I forgot to get ready as far as an example. Y'all can look it up on the Blue Letter Bible, again on your phone or on your computer. Up to you. So again, Aparium. Let me use my blue marker. So with the A, you have Aparium. Aparium, which is the Hebrew word for Ephraim. What am I doing? I want to mess up. There you go. Or Yum. Again, the Ma is at the end. Therefore, we use the alternate character for it, right? So the A in the beginning of Aparium is I or I am. And matter of fact, let's go back to the Blue Letter Bible, right? Shalom, sir. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatha. Water for tuning in, out of one. Also, Mangabar to Milwaukee. Good night. Also, Mangabar, if I'm not mistaken, is of the tribe of Ephraim. You understand? And you know the Ephraimites, how they reproduce. Ephraimites reproduce like rabbits. It's a lot. They reproduce. It's crazy. Ephraimites breed like rabbits. Good night. The point is, you can see how it's biblical. Aparium, I am fruitful. We're gonna go into and of course at the beginning, at the end of the class, we're gonna go over the salute, which is really a prayer, which is why we always salute with our head uncovered for men, and sisters salute with their head covered, right? So let me go Ephraim, Genesis 41 and 52. Let's go back to the blue letter, right? And just a quick sidebar. Officer Mangabar saluted. Shalom, the salute that men say to other men, right? There's another one for sisters as well, that men will say to sisters, and that sisters will say to both men and women. I'm going to give you the breakdown, but it will be Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atha. Priest and officer would be Kahan, Wa Kwatazayan. The Wa before Kwatazayan would be and. So Kahan, Wa Kwatazayan, Aman Gabar. And just like I showed you earlier with the example of Captain Mashak Mayam, names are not divided. You understand? Maybe it's better for other brothers to be able to read, but as you see, Officer Aman Gabar, his name is the Aman and Gabar is not divided, it's together, right? And that's why you would write it in Hebrew or in Lashawan Qadash. Damn right, sir. So Genesis 41. Genesis, what is it? 41 verse 52. So you look for the verse, you're going to see the interlinear, right? Ephraim, one of the sons of Joseph. See the English, and it says, and the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God had caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. Joseph named his son Ephraim, meaning I am fruitful. Why? Because God caused him to be fruitful in the land of his affliction. That's what he said. Let's scroll down to right here. You understand? Aparium. As you can see, the ma at the end, I'm not sure if you can see it well. The ma at the end has the alternate character when it's written with the Assyrian character, right? There you go, aparium. Move on to the next example. Let's see with the ba. I forgot to mention to y'all, when it comes to prepositions, right? A word could have multiple prepositions or prefixes. Let me give you the example right here. So we've seen the name, the word name is Sham, right? Now for ba, let me give you the example with two prepositions together. Ba ha sham. Again, sham is what? Is the word for name. Ba is for in, and the ha is the. So when we salute, we say Ba Hasham Yahweh Shai will mean in the name or in the name of Yahweh Shai. The reason you will not have an equivalent for of is because our language is really basic. Our language, like you can see, most characters is a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa. They have the same or similar phonetic when it comes to pronouncing them. People will call it maybe like kind of a barbarian language because it's very simple. It's very rough. It's not complicated like Spanish or English or French. Trust me, French is not funny at all. I know because I speak these languages myself, right? So the example here, we have two prepositions or two suffixes together, a ba and a ha before sham. And that's how, you understand, identifying the root word, you'll be able to see that if the root word is sham, the ba must be a preposition. The ha must be a preposition because the root word we know is sham, meaning name. So what are these? These complement to say, you could use complement the word name to say in the name, right? So Bahasham would be, you write this with the other one. Again, the ba and the ha. I forgot this. I forgot if I put their connectors when I wrote the pariam, but the ba and the ha are individuals. Therefore, these two are not connected. You use the one that, like, I don't know, the one that's like a smiley face. The smiley face connects. The sad face is individual, right? So the ba and the ha are two preposition. Sham means name. So in the name. Let me write that in blue. Ba. Ha. Again, the ma. Use the second character, right? Ba, ha, sham. I'm gonna give you an example with both the ba and the ha, not individual, but with them only being used without another preposition in a second, right? So you can see the ba is in, the ha is the, sham is name. So in the name, so we say ba Hashem Yahushai, in the name of Yahushai, which is Jesus or Joshua. So in the name of Yahushai, which you would say today in the name of Jesus, right? Move on. Let me give you another example with the ba, this time without the ha. For example, when we pray, do the Lord's Prayer, right? Give me 1 second. So in the Lord's Prayer, we want the kingdom of the Most High. What do you say? We want the kingdom of the Most High in heaven and in earth, right? In earth would be ba arataza. Arataza meaning earth. So the ba, so the ba right here, if you would like, I could just write the translation for these Hebrew words. Arataza is earth. Ba is in, so ba, individual. Ra, taza. Every single character is pronounced individually. Now the taza, I'm going to use the alternate version. Why? Because it is at the end of the word barataza. When you write it, as you can see, in French, in English, Spanish, whatnot, in earth would be two separate words. In Hebrew, it's not the same. You understand? A lot of notions you're going to see, you're going to have to forget a lot of notions or a lot of rules that you use with the languages we speak today, with our oppressor's language, right? And go back to the roots of our language. Ba'arataza meaning in earth. You understand? I'm not sure if I have an example for do. Let me see if I did I get an example for y'all? No, I didn't get anything. Well, next class, I'll make sure I give you an example for do, right? So y'all bear with me. And give you example for ha alone. Well, ha, really, we're going to use the same word, earth. Ma'arataza is in earth. Now you say the earth is ha-arataza. It's that simple. Right there. You understand? That's simple. The ha at the beginning of arataza would be the. Now, if you want to say in the earth, it's the same as what we see with Bahasham. It would be Baha-arataza. That's it. In earth, Ba-arataza, the earth, Ha-arataza, in the earth, Baha-arataza. You understand? Is that really, our language is really simple. The oppressor's language is dumb, and they make it complicated for no reason. If you speak multiple languages like I do, if you what they call it, what is actually speaking in tongues, right? You realize that the oppressor's language is stupid. It really is. So let me give you an example for and let's move on to the next prepositions. No, we should have kept earth. But no, so I'm gonna give you another word, right? Lord allow we have time to see some common words that we use every day. Because at the end of the class, we're gonna go over the salutes. We salute each other at the beginning of the class, at the end of the class. Every time you meet up with a brother or a sister, you salute them, right? You pray over them. Shalom Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Brakatha, or Brakatham plural for brothers, and Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatha, singular Alathan. So multiple sisters, you understand? Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And if sisters now, well, I'm gonna just save the breakdown for the end of the class. Not too many things at the same time, right? So wa. What could I do for wa? And sisters. Good night. There you go. The word for sisters is aqua. A sister, sisters, aquathian, right? So the wa in the beginning of aquathian would be and sisters. Wa aquathian. If you want to be fancy and say and the sisters, again, is waha aquathian. Like we've seen, the, you can have two prepositions, right? Wa. So I forgot a character. Again, aquathian is sisters, plural. I could write these down. At the same time, y'all got example of words that we're going to use all the time. You understand? Wa aquathian and sisters. So the wa before the word, the root word, I mean, would be and, right? So now we're going to see the other prepositions. What time is it? We do have time. I don't know if we're going to have time to see some of the common words, but let's see the prepositions. Let's go over the possessive adjectives, some examples. We're definitely doing the salute. And Lord allow, we have time for some common words, yeah? So we ended with the what. So we have ya. That's another one I'm not sure. Do I have an example for the ya? Well, I'm gonna have to get back to y'all for ya. Yeah, the ya, I don't have an example for ya and the da. But I'm gonna get back to y'all next week, yeah? So we have ya. We have ka. La. Ma. Sha. And these over here. Tha. So we write the prepositions that they would be in the beginning of a word. So the ya would be he or it. The ka would be as or like. That would be to or for. That would be from. Sha is whom, which, or pertaining to. Which or. And the tha is the or thou, which is Old English for you, right? So again, I don't have an example for the ya. I do have example for the rest. Wait. Actually, I'm missing more examples. Well, I'm gonna get back to you for y'all. I'm gonna get back to y'all for the da, the ya, and the ka. That is my fault. Salakia, which is I apologize. I'm sorry. That's my fault. But let's get the rest, right? So let's go for the la again. Like earlier, I was telling y'all when we say la yasharala, we mean for Israel or to Israel. Yasharala would be Israel. The la would be the preposition to mean to or for Israel, right? So la ya shar Allah. Yasharala would be Israel. The la would be to or for, right? Ya, Shar, La. To Israel. Right? So La Yasharallah would be to or for, you know, to Israel, for Israel, you understand, so on and so forth. Right? Next we have the Ma, it means from. Matter of fact, let's keep Israel. Let me see if I can find it for you on the interlinear. Go to Exodus 12, verse 15. Is it 15? Yeah, Exodus 12, verse 15. You see, it says, 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall eat, you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread for the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. You see the, where is it? So from, you understand? So like one moment. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, there you go. So were you from somewhere, or is pertaining to something like Mashak Mayam, Mayam meaning Salakia means Shamayam, which means pertaining to waters, Mayam, which is from the sea, right? Or from Israel. I'm gonna show you right now. Where's the red one? Do I have it? So from would be Ma Yasharallah. We give you another example as well. From would be Ma. From, you understand? Another example for from, we're gonna go back to Mayam, because understand how words are formed from a root word, right? And I'm gonna give you at the same time, let's give you the example for the Sha, and then you're gonna understand how the Sha, I'm gonna give you an example for the Sha because that's gonna go into the example. Second example I was gonna give you for the Ma, right? So the word for heavens is Shamayam. And the way the word for heaven is formed with two, how you call it? With the root word Mayam, but Mayam in itself has a root word as well. and a preposition in itself. And I'm going to show you right there, right? So, heaven, or heaven, right, is Shamayam. So the Shah right here, even though it's heaven, Shah right here, again, it means whom, which, or pertaining to. In that context, it means pertaining to. Pertaining to what? Mayam, which is the word for water or waters, right? So Shah, is that the right one? So Shah, let me write this a bit smaller. Heavens, the word is Shamayam. So the Shah would be pertaining to. Mayam is water or waters, right? The Shamayam right here, the Shah means pertaining to waters. Why is it pertaining to waters? Because the Most High divided the waters from under the firmament to the waters above the firmament, right? You would call it space. This is why you need a spaceship to go in space. This is why to go in space and to dive underwater, you have a similar attire. I forgot what you call it in English. I know in French it's scaphandre, right? We put the helmet to be able to breathe in oxygen, to put in the suit. You need similar attire because it's the same environment. The same way you have a different, what's the word again? I think gravity is very similar under the firmament, in the waters under the firmament, to the waters above the firmament. That's why heavens is pertaining to the waters, because it's the same environment. They're near the same thing. You understand? So Shamayam, and like I was saying, Mayam itself has its own root word. So the root word for Shamayam is Mayam, but Mayam in itself has its own root word where the Ma would be a prefix as well. So Mayam again means waters. Mayam, which means water or waters, right? But Ma right here means from. And Yam is the word for sea, right? The sea, the ocean. So from the sea or the seas, right? That's where we get the word Mayam from. You understand? Next class, we're going to see how we got these characters. But how we got the character Ma is from the word Mayam. And Ma in Mayam means from the sea or from the seas. This is how we get the waters, right? And this is how you get the waters and the heavens pertaining to the waters, because it's similar environment. And Mayam, the water, is from the sea. Our language is really simple. You understand? This is just to give you two examples at the same time of the Ma and the Shah. We're going to move on to the Tha, and then we're going to see the possessive adjectives. I don't think we have time for common words, so we might see that next class. Possessive adjectives, examples, and then a solution. So these are the basics of the Lashawan Qadash, because you're going to see these all the time, right? If you pray, you have to pray in Hebrew. You're going to say Shamayam. You understand that Shamayam is heavens, and how the word itself is formed is because the heavens, the waters above the firmament. It's pertaining to the waters. How the word water is formed. You understand? We get it from the sea, mayam. You understand? Let's move on to the next one. What did I say? The thought would be haya. Let me see if I could show you an example of the thought in the blue letter real quick. I have tahaya. Let me see, can I give you an example on the blue letter? If not, because I don't want to keep saying, yo, y'all just look it up yourself. But thahaya means thou shall be, or you will be, right? Because thou or thee is just old English for you. Well, let me write it down, then let's see if I can find it for you on the blue letter. So thahaya. Haya, which is to be. You understand? The tha meaning the. Well, in that case, would be thou, which is just means you. Thou will be, or thou shall be. Right? Oh, where is it? Thought. Yeah. Yeah is the example for the last preposition. If y'all want to write it down, give y'all a few seconds, then we're going to move on to the possessive adjectives and then the salutes, because we won't have time for the common words. Yeah. We're going to move on to the possessive adjectives, which is pretty much the same concept, but as opposed to the character being in the beginning of the word, the character is going to be at the end of the word, right? So when we read in Exodus 15:3, we give you the example, the wa at the end of Shamwa, meaning his name, right? So these characters, as opposed to be used as prefix, pre meaning before, they're going to use as suffix, right? They're going to come after the word. They're going to be written in one word, but they're going to come at the end of the word, yeah? So let's get into that real quick. So these characters would be, so lock here. So ya, ka, Wa. Ha. You have Nawa, which is 2 characters. You have Kam, which is technically 2 characters as well. Ka and Ma. Kan. Oops. Ma and Na. Again, we're going to give you the Hebrew characters. So Ya, Ka, and of course, as you could guess, the Ka, the Ma, and the Na in the Assyrian will have the, what do you call it again? The alternate character, because they're going to be at the end of the word, right? So, what? Come, ma. You know what? Come, make more space. Come, kan, ma, and the na. Right? So again, we're going to write in blue what they would be at the end of the word. So the ya would be my. You see, yeah, half space. My. Ka would be your. Well, his. Hers. It's ha. Nawa would be our, or ours, right? So our father. Abanawa. Come would be your, plural and masculine, right? Kan is the same for the feminine. Ma is their masculine. Na is their feminine. Put it in red. So this one's plural masculine, plural feminine. Masculine, so it's feminine. You understand? Ain't no he, they, ain't no they, them, or whatever nonsense our oppressor likes to use today. You know, we don't have a sodomite language. We have masculine and feminine, and that's it. You understand? So these at the end of a word would show, would identify, you know, would serve as a possessive adjective. So the ya, for each one, we're going to give you an example. Don't worry about it. So you have the ya, the ka, the wa, the ha, the nawa, the kam, kan, the ma, and the na. I give y'all a few, 2 minutes? Write it down, and then we're going to go to the examples. You might actually have time to go over a few common words, which is tawab. Tawab, which means good, right? take 2 minutes. Give you a few more seconds, and then we're gonna I'll give you some examples. Okay, now I'll go into some examples. Yeah, start with the ones on the right, left first. So we seen the word for sister earlier. Let me give you the example for my sister and my brother, right? The word for brother is ak. Right? The word for sister is akwa. Singular, right? Now, if you add a ya at the end, it would be my brother. So ak ya, my brother, akwat ya, be my sister. Where's the blue one? There we go. I'm gonna just use the blue right there. The ya at the end will indicate that this is my brother and she is my sister, right? Read in Hebrew, in the Lashawan Qadash. So Akya, right, in the Assyrian as well. This is how you write it. Really, even though we don't like to focus too much on the Assyrian, right? In the kingdom, we won't focus on the Assyrian. The Assyrian, right? It's just good for you to be able to read the modern text today, whatever the case is. You understand? Right? So you have Akya, which is my brother, Akwat Ya, which is my sister. You understand? And I'm gonna give you another word. I'm gonna give you bread. At the same time, we're kind of seeing some common words at the same time as I'm giving you examples, which is tawab. Tawab means good, right? Let's go with bread. The word for bread is lakam. Lakam, which means bread. What if you make good bread and then when we refer to your bread? Your would be ka at the end of the word, meaning your bread would be lakam ka. This is your singular, right? So lakam ka. Lashawan Qadash. Come. Ka. Notice that lakam ends with a ma. So if it wasn't for the ka at the end, you're right, lakam like this. In Assyrian at least, right? No, that's not the right one. Right? But because of the ka, the ending changes, you write it with the ka second form in the Assyrian, right? So your bread would be lakam ka. Your bread is good, lakam ka tawab. You know what? How do you write it? Your bread is good, be lakam ka tawab, which means good. Lakam ka tawab. You understand? We write it in the Assyrian for y'all. So, wow. Lakam ka tawab. Your bread is good. Now, what if it's his bread? It's the same thing. His, which is wa, would be lakam wa. Wa, which would be his. I don't know why he erased it to Hebrew, but I mean lakam wa tawab. Because brothers can make bread too. Lakam wa. It'd be his bread. His bread is good. Lakam wa tawab. Lakam wa. Let's see if good right here, yeah? Tawab. Ta. Wow. Lakam wa tawab. His bread is good. What if it's her bread? Her bread will be lakam ha. If her bread is good, And you write, her bread is lakam ha. Ha. Then you almost forgot. Her bread is good. Lakam ha tawa. You understand? So y'all can practice lakam, my bread, lakam ya, your bread, lakam ka, his bread, lakam wa, her bread, lakam ha. So I'm gonna let y'all write these down real quick. I'm gonna move on to the next set of possessive adjectives. Then do the salute and end the class because we're running out of time. So lakam. Let's erase these. You can practice with lakam, right? Our bread, lakam nawa. But for our, we're gonna give you another example, another that you will hear more often, especially during the high holy days. Next one, which will be next Sunday, not this Sunday coming up, but next Sunday, 21st of September. During Sabbath service and high holy days, we always do the prayers. So, Noah, come, kan, ma, na. So, na, wa, come, kan, ma, na. Again, when these end at the end, the ma and the na, you're gonna see is the alternate character for the end at the end of a word, right? So nawa is our. That's your. Your. That's their. Their. First one is plural masculine. Oh, masculine plural, feminine plural. This one is masculine, and this one is feminine. Right? We have our, your, masculine plural, your, feminine plural. Their masculine, their feminine, right? So again, I was going to give you another word for our because you're going to hear that more often, whether it's during the Sabbath service or during the high holy day, or anytime when you pray, really. The word for father is Abba. So when we pray, we say our Father. Then you hear Abba Nawa. Means our Father. You understand? It's how we start the prayer. Abba Nawa, Shabbat Shemayam, so on and so forth. You understand? Ba Na Abanawa. Our Father which are in heaven, you're gonna say Abanawa. Right? Again, make sure y'all clicking the sign in and sign out links in the channel. Put the sign out links as we're almost about to close out. Want to be in the school and do your 90 days. Right? So Abanawa, which is our Father. Let's go for come. Let's see. Let me see come, which is your. One example that I got for you for come. In the same way, you could practice with lakam, right? Lakam ya, lakam kan, our bread, lakam nawa, so on and so forth. You understand? Simple words can help you practice with the possessive and with the preposition. So now, what I have for you for the example of come. I think is this one. So ak come, meaning your brother. If I address multiple brothers, right? If I'll address multiple brothers regarding one specific brother, I'm talking your brother, and I'm talking to 3 different men, it's gonna be ak come, right? You may see in the blue letter it will say ak yakam. We're gonna get into that in the coming weeks. But just to simplify it for you, for it not to be complicated for you, ak kam, right? Right, I think it's Genesis 42 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. So brother is ak. I'm talking to multiple brothers, and I say, like in Genesis, I think 42 and 16, go fetch me your brother. I'm talking to multiple men. Come. Come. Come meaning your. You can the ma. Maybe the second character. That means your brother. If you're addressing a group of people, you're saying your brother. And I mean a group of men, right? And you're telling them to go fetch their brother, you're gonna say your brother to them. And I say akam. Same with the sisters. I mean the sisters, I even have a better one for the sisters, right? These sisters, if these, I have a better one for the sisters, right? Let's go to, let me see. If I'm talking to multiple sisters, right? And as you know, having multiple wives is not unlawful. So if these sisters are sharing the same man, that man has multiple wives, and I need to speak to their man, right? The word for man is the same as husband, just like wife is the same as woman, right? So man or husband The word is ayash. Right? So if I'm asking these sisters, I need to speak to their husband. You understand? I could ask them, where is your husband? But I'm talking to these multiple sisters because I know they share the same man. You understand? Obviously, if I know the brother, I might just say his name, right? But just for edification purposes. I'm asking these two sisters, where is your husband? And I'm talking to these two sisters. Your husband is Ayash Khan. Much polygamy. They're sharing the same man. They have the same husband. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ayash Khan. Which means your man or your husband. But the your would be feminine. I'm talking to multiple sisters about their husband. Like, where is your husband? I'm looking for him. I need to talk to him for whatever reason. Who knows? So Ayash Khan. You understand? Ayash Khan. Simple as that. I'll give you two more examples before we get to the salute. I'm just going to show you how to do the salute. We're going to break it down next class, next week. I'm going to do it at the beginning and at the end of every class, and get used to just saluting brothers. Listen, the Passover is coming up. Y'all better make it. The Passover is coming up. You're going to say the salute to everybody, unless you have your head covered. Now, don't cover your head as a man just for an excuse to not say the salute. Practice the salute. If you do it wrong, guess what? Brotherhood is a weapon. A brother will correct you in the spirit of brotherhood for you to be able to say the salute correctly. It's that simple. The same way you have to be corrected when you make a mistake, when you speak English, French, or Spanish, the same way you will be corrected in the spirit of brotherhood, of course, right? For you to be able to pronounce the words correctly, to say the salute correctly. You understand? Now, ma. Let me see what example I have for you for ma. Give me one moment. What example I have for you for ma? Well, let's go with lakam, right? So go back to bread. So their bread would be in fact, let's be brothers. Let's check on each other, right? Let's go with shalom. Shalom means peace. If you're inquiring about the peace of your brothers, their well-being, their peace would be shalom, not shalom, not shalom, not shalom, whatever people say. Shalom, ma, meaning their peace. The ma would be there. You're talking about the peace of multiple brothers, right? Because in the I.S.U.P.K, we have brotherhood. We check on each other all the time. Because it is our culture to be brotherly. It is the law. And the law is our culture. Shalam Ma. I'm gonna give you another example, but I'm gonna save the common words for next class, right? Then we're gonna do a review of the prepositions, the prefix, the suffix with the common words. We're gonna be able to practice during the review by showing you some common words, right? Like peace, Shalom Ma. How would you say my peace in that case? Shalom Ya, your peace. Shalom Ka, our peace. Shalom Nawa. You understand? So on and so forth. Now for the Na, let's go back to Ayash, which means husband or man. It's talking about a group of sisters. You know. And you say, let me give you an example. You see opposite 5,000 Yatazar. He makes, you know, he makes good, there's a Levi drink called Kremas, right? Now, let's say you want to refer to, you see his rib and someone's like, yo, who is the brother that makes the Kremas? Oh, well, it's their husband. I mean, I'll give you the best breakdown, but the fact is, okay, so if these sisters come up and the brother asks about these sisters, you'd be like, let's say you'd be like, okay, so they're taken, and such is their husband. There would be the na at the end of Ayash. You understand? So Ayash na would be their husband. Why is it it's their husband? Because a man can have multiple wives. Sisters could share husbands. Whether they like it or not, that is. Then we'll get into the salute just now. So their husband would be Ayash na. Again, the na. At the end in the Assyrian, you understand? Ayash na would be their husband. So that's it. But before we close out and we read the security announcements, we're going to go over the salute as we say it all the time. And then next week, we're going to break it down properly, right? So the salute really is a prayer, which is the reason why men have to salute with their heads uncovered. If their heads is covered, you don't know, maybe you're slaving, you need to wear a helmet doing construction. This is why we say Shalom, Lord in Christ. The same way sisters have their head uncovered, they will tell you Shalom, Lord in Christ. If they have their head covered, they could go ahead and say the salute. Do not be lazy and just say Shalom, Lord in Christ because you don't feel like saying the salute. You understand? Don't be lazy. Just do the salute. That's it. So now, saluting brothers or praying for brothers, right? What a salute is, you're going to say Shalom. Yahweh. Bahasham. Matter of fact, let me pull the previous comment of Officer Mangabar so y'all can see it on screen as well. Bahasham. Yahweh Shai. Barak. Tha. Which is singular. Or a thumb, which is plural. We're just break it down. We're just going to go over time, yeah? So salute is shalat for brothers. Well, for a brother, as you see, also Mangabar saluted singular, right? Because he addressed only one brother, which is me. He said, Shalom Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barak Atah. If it be multiple brothers, you will say Barak Atham, right? Atah would be singular, Atham would be plural. And I'm going to write down in blue the translation. As we see, Shalom is peace. As you've seen earlier, Yahweh is the name of the Lord, what y'all call it tetragrammaton. Name of the Lord. What people call it tetragrammaton is really idiotic. The tetragrammaton, tetra just means four. Grammaton is for grammar. It's how you write the name of the Lord with 4 characters. That's really what it means, tetragrammaton. It's not some hocus pocus nonsense. Tetra means 4, and grammaton is just for grammar. How you spell the name of the Lord, basically. Bahasham, as we see, is in the name. So Ba is in, Ha is the, Sham is name. In proper English, you would not say in the name Jesus, you would say in the name of. But this is not English, this is not French, this is not Spanish. The of would only be added because of the language of our oppressor, right? Just in the name, or in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is Jesus. What you would call Jesus really is Joshua, which is the same. Jesus is just a Greek mistransliteration, right? You write it side by side. Barak, meaning Barak with a ka, because in Barak Yala is with a kwa. These are 2 different words. Barak with a ka at the end means to bless. Atha singular. This is you, or you all. You or y'all, like they like to say, right? This is you plural. So what you're saying essentially, singular plural, is peace, Yahweh, which is the name of the Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, which is who you call Christ. Peace, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless you, or bless you plural, meaning bless y'all. That's what you're saying when you say Shalom Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barak Atah. For one brother, Barak Atham. For multiple brothers, right? I'm doing a courtesy of writing it in Lashawan Qadash, not in Assyrian, for time's sake. I'm going to do that next week. We're going to see a salute for the sisters. What did I say? Real quick, I'm going to show you, again, Tetragrammaton is the name of the Lord with 4 characters, as we've seen previously. This is what they call a Tetragrammaton, right? It's just the name of the Lord written in Assyrian with 4 Assyrian characters. That's it. Tetra means 4, grammaton is how you spell the word. Y'all can look it up. Today, in the day and age we have Google, AI, and all sorts of search engines, y'all have no excuses to make stuff up, right? So let me write this real quick. So Shalom. Yeah. Basham. Sa. or Barak Atham. And you hear, we will never say the Lord's name in vain. I did repeat it multiple times for edification purpose only, right? As we don't say the Lord's name in vain. You understand? So Shalom Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Barakatah for one brother, Barakatham for multiple brothers. This is how you write it in the Lashawan Qadash, right? I'm going to show you the salute for the sisters, and then we're going to end the class. Okay, I'm going to end the class. So the salute for the sisters, slightly different. Let me erase the bottom part right here. So this salute, by the way, is only for brothers. Brothers say it to one brother or to multiple brothers. Now the next salute, brothers will say it to a sister or multiple sisters, and sisters will also say it to a sister, multiple sisters, or to a brother or multiple brothers. I'm going to show you right there, right? So the sisters, let me remove the comment, are the only one who only say one salute. I'm going to show you the variations. So for the sisters, it will be Shalom Yahweh Shamar Al Atha Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. As you can tell, Atha is singular. Shamar meaning to watch. Al will be over. Atha, you singular. And then here comes a variation. If sisters salute multiple brothers, they're going to say Shamar Al Atham. Because Atham is singular, is plural, but masculine. Now to salute multiple sisters is Al Athan with a na at the end, which is you plural, but feminine, right? So I'm just right here. You. So Al Atha is singular, Atham is masculine, plural. Atha, it doesn't matter. Atha is singular for both, right? Atham is masculine, plural. Athan is feminine, plural. Again, you have Bahasham, which is in the name. In the name of Yahweh Shai, which is who people call Jesus, really, which is just a Greek mistransliteration of Joshua. Right? So sisters, you salute a sister. She comes to the school, she has to be saluted only. Only. So Shalom Yahweh Shamar Al Atha Bahashem Yahweh Shai. If you salute a sister, or a sister salutes a singular brother. Now they would say Al Atham, it is salute multiple brothers. The men will never say that salute to salute a brother. This salute is only for a man to salute a sister to salute a brother, or brothers, or sisters. Only sisters use this one and only salute. Brothers have the other salute that we just seen previously for specifically, strictly for brother or brothers, right? So Shema al-Tha, which is singular, to salute one person. Al-Tham, if they salute multiple brothers. Al-Athan with a na, if they salute multiple sisters, right? Let me write this for you in the Lashawan Qadash. End it. So Shalom Yahweh Shema al-Tha, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let's say it at the beginning of every class, at the end of every class, and whenever you meet up with a brother or sister. But let me do that real quick. Lord, here we go. Thumb or thumb. Right, we're ready right here. So these are the only variations, right? So Shalom, Yahweh, Shamar, Alatha. If it's one person that you're saluting, whether it's a brother or sister, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about sisters, of course. If as a man you salute a sister, it's Alatha. If sisters salute multiple brothers, I'm going to say Al-Atham with a ma, because that signifies the masculine yet plural. If brothers or sisters salute multiple sisters, it's going to be Al-Athan with a na, which indicates the plural again, but this one is feminine. So Shalom Yahweh Shema Thaba Hashem Yahweh Shai. You understand? And with that, we're going to end the class right here at the water for everybody who tuned in. So like 1 second. Y'all make sure y'all click the sign in and the sign out link in the chat. Do your 90 days, pay your tithes. This is time like never before to be in the truth, to be in the UPK, because the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth and nowhere else. It's time like never before with all the events that are unfolding today. You understand? It is not time. The scripture says, tarry not in seeking the Lord. I'm slightly paraphrasing. Do not wait to come into the truth. Do not wait to stop smoking cigarettes to come into the truth. Do not wait for a horrible event to happen to you personally to come into the truth. Now, come into the truth right now. You should have came into the truth yesterday. You understand? The Lord is not, we're not waiting on the Lord. The Lord is waiting on us. You understand? With that said, I'm Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yala with the I.S.U.P.K, which is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We'll be back next Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the week after that, we'll go back. We'll continue the French Lashawan Qadash classes. You understand? Clap it up. Let me get the security announcements for y'all. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. In the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, which is not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, we have the memorial of blowing of trumpets, which fall on the first day of the 7th month, which will be Sunday, September 21st, 2025. You can read more about it in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 to 25. Reminder to all Akim and Aquatian to check the bulletin board in the hallway of their school if you have a physical location. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, they must start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that said, we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters as we just learned how to do it. Menavisual Imajam, which means to stand, will give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Menavisual Imajam Shabbat, Imajam, Barak, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atham, mean Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai bless y'all. Yajamata, which means hands down. Sar, which means to turn. You're going to turn and face the sisters if you have any in your presence. I'm going to give them a courtesy salute as well. Menavisual Imajam Shabbat, Imajam, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Mean Yahweh watch over y'all in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yajamata, class dismissed.
Warning.
Say this from me heart on a rum chat. Here we contact, get your gunshot. Make it sun dark and the ground black. We plant calm but I never agriculture. I know the eagle in the tongue, the vehicle when I'm people that are the vulture. Said them evil never the vulture. They could have run pan diesel that a fee punja. Away the blood clot. Do some gun back. Away the blood clot. Do some gun back. Easy we coulda squeegee inna the Honda. Sleepy gunshot beat him inna him slumber. Greedy fi make them dopey a the younger. Glad say me nah pre when me the younger. That no mean say no pussy can try. Pussy try run up and give with them life. Can't see penalty give with 3 points. This one West boy you must see one die. Away the blood clot. Do some gun back. Away the blood clot. Do some gun back. Don't stop war with we. You will see. My dog them are real. Better agree. Don't stop while we win. You will see. My dog them are real. Better agree.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we